So we came out here to shoot some beautiful shots with the ocean in the background, and of course Hawaii, or Kauai, did what it always does, whatever it feels like doing. It started to rain, so if you hear a little ticking, don't let it bother you. I got a great message for you. You know, when you're seeking the truth, which is how to be successful in your business, and it doesn't come from looking for magic systems and leads and conference calls, it comes from working the right behaviors. And there's really only a couple of behaviors that you need to work. So what I want to talk to you about today is how to improve on those. Aloha, I'm Mark J., World's Laziest Networker, coming to you from our lanai here. And I want to tell you about a woman by the name of Diane Vreeland. Okay? Tiny little thing, little peanut, changed the world. And when I say change the world, I mean changed the world. And she did it with a very simple philosophy. Was she in network marketing? No, she wasn't in network marketing. But I was seeking the truth. And one of the things that bothered me about network marketing was this fear-based persuasion. Okay? Which is basically talk to a prospect, tell him his life sucks, okay? You're working 45 years for somebody else, you're going to be dead and flat broke at age 65, okay? That he's broke, okay? And probably that he's a lousy person because he doesn't take his family on vacations and so forth. This is, and also, of course, you're going to miss out, we'll put it down here, miss out on $1 billion company, okay? This is known as fear of loss. And when I first got involved seriously in 1993, that's what I heard. 45-year plan, work 40 years for somebody else and retire on 40% of what you're making and get a $40 watch, and you're going to be destitute at age 65. This never sat well with me, but it's all I knew, so I did this stuff too. And then I came across Diane Vreeland. Who is Diane Vreeland? Well, she was Vogue, right? She became the editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine and literally single-handedly built the fashion industry to what it is today. And all those smaller stores you go into, Marshalls and Kmart and all that, it all trickled down from that. And she had one simple philosophy, which was totally different than this. It was about influence, okay? And what she said was, give people what they don't know they want yet. And I said, oh, that's it. I'm getting away from this stuff where you beat up a person about their life. And how do you know that they don't love their teaching job? How do you know they don't love the people that they work with? How do you know they're not getting fulfillment? When you disengage or disenfranchise someone, when you criticize, let's say the guy's 45 years old, and basically what you're telling him is every choice that he's ever made about his life economically is wrong, and by extension, it's ruining everybody's life around him, and then you're asking him to make a positive decision and be around positive people? What a bunch of horse shit. Diane Vreeland said, give them what they don't know they want yet. So here's what you should know. Facts tell, right? Stories sell. Most people know that. But here's the kicker in what we discovered. People have an uncontrollable compulsion, okay, to want to hear a story that'll improve the quality of their life. So you want to bring people from they're a good person, making good choices and working hard, into a bigger possibility without being negative about this. And how do you do that? Well, it's pretty simple. What you want to do is become interested. You want to become interested rather than trying to be interesting. And what do you want to become interested in? Them. And how do you do that? By asking questions without a hidden agenda. And while I'm on my little rant here, this stupid thing, form, talk to people about family, occupation, recreation, and money. This is manipulative. Persuasion is using verbal tricks to exert your will over people. What you want to do is influence them that they have a good life, that you might be able to help them make a little bit better. And how do you become interested instead of trying to be interesting? Say that one thing that's going to make people join. Well, I'm going to call you on your crap right now. If I were to ask you face to face, tell me really what your occupation is all about. Most network marketers say, well, we help people get their dreams. I'm going to get up in your face right here, okay? That is not true. And I'm going to prove it to you. How many people did you talk to last month? Let's say you talked to 20 people, which is way too low. But let's say you talked to 20 people, and one of them became a customer and one of them became a distributor. The other 18 people, did you do anything for any one of those people to improve the quality of their life? So what we really mean when we tell people we help people, we just want to help people have a better life. What we really mean is, when we're over here instead of here, what we really mean is what? I'll help you if I can make money on you. And man, I want to tell you something. When I realized that's what this is about, I moved over here. And the way that I do it is I ask people what they'd like a little bit more of in their life and a little bit less of in their life. Now in October, we're coming out with a 3-part series that'll explain this in a lot more detail. But you want to find out what they want more of and less of in their life and how getting those things would make them feel. Now most people are going to tell you, I'd like a little bit more time and a little bit more money. What the network marketer does wrong 99.9 times out of 100 is they talk about the money. Don't talk about the money. Ask them, what would you do with the time? What do you mean you'd like a little bit more time in your life? Are there some things that you'd like to do that you can, or some things you'd like to do more of? Take an interest in them, okay? And instead of talking about money, learn this word, economically. Once they describe what their life would be like with more time, okay, ask them this, economically, what would it take on a monthly basis to get that done? You're not asking them if they want to make more money, saying economically, what would it take to get done what you want? And there we are back to Diane Vreeland. What have you done in this simple conversation? It's so fantastic. What's happened is she said, give people what they don't know they want yet. Your prospect should be the one that's describing to you. You should be drawing out of them what they don't know that they want yet, and they start to talk and they start to verbalize. And if you don't pounce on them, oh, our company's so great, we can help you get that, we got people making $50,000 a month, it's unbelievable, we're going to be a $1 billion company. Cut all that crap out. Take an interest in them. Ask them how it would feel. Don't tell them you have the solution. Ask them what it would take economically. Then when you set up a time to see the meeting, that's what you want to do. Say, look, and I know that question about wanting a little bit more and a little bit less in your life is kind of an oddball question. So when we get together to look at the business, would you do me a favor? Jot down a little bit more detail about that, so when we get back together, the meeting will be about what's important to you. Now here's what's really important about that. Then when they come to the meeting, by the way, in 20 years, only 9 people showed up with a list and they all joined. They always forget. You start the conversation about that, and they start telling you what they want more of and less of and what it would take economically. Now they know why they're at the meeting, they're ready to buy, and they're ready to join. Why? Because we found a way to give people what they don't know they want yet, and we took advantage of this, okay? People love stories, but they have an uncontrollable compulsion to want to hear a story that's going to improve the quality of their life. And instead of you telling them how their life is going to get better, they're telling themselves, and because they tell themselves, they believe it. And believe me about this, it'd make me feel really good if you left a comment down below. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, get over to our site. A lot of free skills over there. Peace be the journey. Leave me a comment.